DMK is unlike any skincare company on earth. Named after visionary founder Danae Montague King, DMK is committed to providing individualized products and treatment plans that heal skin on the cellular level, whether the condition concerns pigmentation, acne, inflammation, or signs of aging. DMK is home to the original enzyme mask, the game-changing formula that sends oxygenating, tightening, and exfoliating signals into the skin to enact changes in skin structures from the inside out. At DMK, we believe everyone deserves to feel the confidence that comes with healthy, beautiful skin. Learn more at DanaeMKing.com. That's DANNEM King.com. Enhance your practice and your income by discovering the transformative power of Celluma Light Therapy. Clinically proven and FDA cleared, Celluma's innovative LED technology addresses issues at the cellular level, promoting healing and rejuvenation. Whether for acne, aging skin, pain relief, hair restoration, or body contouring, Celluma Light Therapy delivers professional results in clinic or at home. Ready to help your clients feel their best? Visit Celluma.com and start your journey to becoming a Celluma professional today.
Hello and welcome to ASCP Esty Talk. I'm your co-host Maggie Staszcuk and ASCP's program director.
And I'm Ella Cressman, licensed esthetician, certified organic skincare formulator, international educator, and content contributor for Associated Skincare Professionals. Hey, Maggie.
Hi, Ella.
You know what's so funny, and maybe it's I don't know. You know my little position on value, but often I see on the online forums, hey, I need insurance. What should I go for? Who are you guys using? And the feedback is not necessarily about value. So insurance and liability issues are critical topics for professional estheticians, especially as we expand our range of services and adopt new things for our clients, right?
Yeah.
We don't really think about that side. We're just thinking about how much is it a month, but what coverage? And I'm saying this because I recently just redid my homeowners and my auto insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And when I redid my homeowners and auto insurance, I learned a lot about insurance. Made me think about, as a practitioner, our industry. So our industry is constantly evolving. And here's the thing, our state boards are notoriously behind the trends, not to mention hard to get a hold of. And when you do get a hold of them, they give you a gray answer. And that's another thing I see a lot of, well, I called the state board and I just don't understand. So can we do this or can we not do this? But that's intentional, right?
Yeah, one thing many estheticians don't realize is that the state board will not interpret rules and regulations because they're not attorneys. And unfortunately, they do not represent you, the esthetician's best interests. They actually are representing the best interests of the consumer.
That is something to keep that in mind. It's not for us. It's for the public. Yeah. That's why it's so important that we pass sanitation at our state boards, right?
Yes, exactly. So although they have determined your scope of practice, they are looking at this from the standpoint of, are you safe? Are you performing these services that will protect the client that's coming through your door?
And why they're vague about saying, yes, you can do this or yes, you can't. And we'll gray about some of those things because they want the room to say, no, I told you so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So let's jump into some of the insurance and liability issues for estheticians, starting with the types of coverage as an esthetician you 100% should need. And there are 3 types. That's professional liability, general liability, and product liability, beginning with professional liability.
So professional liability is like our version of malpractice insurance.
Yep.
So this would protect us from claims of negligence or errors or omissions in our professional services. This will protect us from those claims of clients saying that we somehow messed them up, best way to put it. It's a crucial part to have this type of insurance because we perform procedures that have risk. And with those risks comes the potential for a client to file a claim if they're experiencing adverse effects. So we need this. Even if we're going through all of our checklists or what to expect from this treatment, you understand what I'm saying, a consent form, we still need this coverage.
Yes, 100%. You may not intend to cause an accident, but accidents do happen. So your professional liability is hugely important. Second type of insurance would be general liability. So this is going to be your slip, trip, and fall. It's covering claims related to property damage, bodily injury, or accidents occurring on your premises, your place of business. And this is important for addressing issues, like I said, slip, trip, and fall, or it could also be damage to clients' property. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where clients come through the door and maybe it was icy outside, or even, heaven forbid, something has happened to their personal property while they're receiving service.
Not as an esthetician, but I used to manage a bagel shop, and it was snowy, slushy, dirty, and it got, it just tracks in. And I was squeegeeing the floor, and some had splashed up onto this woman's, why she was wearing this, I don't know, white wool coat. Splashed up onto her white wool coat. Now, this is not anything she would go for insurance for, but that's one thing we had to pay. So I imagine if it was something else, like somebody damaged their phone, for example, or anything else that we would have to pay up, this would be that kind of coverage.
Yeah, exactly right. Let's say you're doing a waxing service and somebody has their wool coat, for instance, resting there on the chair or near the treatment bed, and that wax drips and lands on the coat. That would be an amazing example of that.
Okay, good. All right, go.
And third type is product liability. So this is going to be if the esthetician is retailing or using product during service on the client. This is going to cover any type of claim related to product defects or adverse reaction. So think about if the client misuses the product you retail to them. They're overusing that glycolic wash you sent home. Or during service, they don't realize they have an allergy and they all of a sudden break out in hives during service. Your product liability insurance is going to protect you from that.
Okay, so what's the difference then between the product company and us? This is like a bridge insurance?
This is covering you, the individual, not the product company. So it is certainly possible that the client may sue both you and the product company, but this is insurance for you, the individual.
Okay, so you have to have it.
You have to have it.
You absolutely have. Very important.
Yeah, very important. Just some stats on claims in general. ASCP has 250 open claims at any given time. So it gives you an idea. Accidents do happen.
So people are actually suing or trying to make a claim.
Oh, yeah.
It's happening.
It's happening, man.
Oh.
So let's talk about the importance of adequate coverage.
So we have to think about, are we covered enough? And this is something in my audit of my own personal insurance. Do we have everything that we need? So as estheticians, we evolve. We incorporate new treatments like devices or products or appeals. So we have to be sure that we're covered. But then if we advance and add laser therapies, microneedling, sometimes injectables, does our current policy cover these procedures? Some insurers may offer specialized coverage, right, for high-risk treatments?
Yeah, you said it. The industry is constantly evolving. There's always something new that you can add to your menu. So you want to know your policy inside and out. ASCP's membership-based policy is only covering what we call basic aesthetics. So think of that as what you learned in aesthetic school or what you might perform coming straight out of school and starting your practice, your facials, makeup, waxing, things like that. But you want to now advance your practice and incorporate more advanced procedures like the ones you've mentioned, laser and microneedling, maybe more advanced chemical peeling. That could be excluded in your policy. So you want to be very familiar with those exclusions. So you can add an endorsement or you can bump up your policy and add advanced aesthetic procedures.
Can you pick some? Like if you wanted to do just microneedling and have what they call a rider?
Yep, absolutely. A rider is an endorsement. So again, knowing your insurance policy well, knowing what their offerings are, you may be able to do a la carte, or it may be that there's just a blanket endorsement that you can add It depends on the insurance company.
Hold that thought. We'll be right back.
Elibana, Australian-born, globally loved. Elibana's story is simple. They love lashes and brows. They shoot for the stars and lift lashes to new heights. Their addiction is real, their passion is popping, and there is nothing more they crave than offering excellence, service, and innovation in products. Elibana Lash Lift allows you to offer your customers luscious, lifted lashes that can last up to 12 weeks in one safe, 20-minute treatment. Learn more at elibana-usa.com. Ready to transform your skincare practice with joy and purpose? At Oncology Spa Solutions, our in-depth training courses are designed to elevate your career. Tailored for spa and medical professionals, our compassionate, science-based approach empowers you to safely care for clients with cancer. Master proper techniques, product choices, and adjustments needed to provide comfort, hope, and nurturing care on their healing journey. Enhance your skills, make a meaningful impact, and transform lives by becoming a trusted expert in oncology aesthetics. Learn more at oncologyspasolutions.com.
Okay, here we go. Let's get back to the podcast.
There's also risks, right? So risk management is key when concerning adequate coverage. So proper insurance helps to manage financial risks that would be associated with potential lawsuits or claims, because I know you can have like a lawyer on retainer or like a monthly subscription to a lawyer, but why not have that wrapped up in your coverage from your insurance company? So without adequate coverage, an esthetician may face significant out-of-pocket costs or legal fees or even settlements. And then depending on how your business is structured, they can go after your personal effects.
The most expensive claim ASCP ever had was over $1 million.
Wow, that's amazing. I don't have that lying around. I got to make sure I'm covered, that somebody has my back.
Yeah, you want somebody to have your back. You want to be sure you're covered.
So is it the same everywhere? Like, is this the same everywhere?
Yeah, no, it's not. There are state or county regulations, and insurance requirements may vary by location. So some regions may mandate certain types of coverage for estheticians, while others may not. So staying compliant with local regulations is essential for legal operation.
What if you are, so we've talked previously about, I'm not going to say any names, but practitioners who are not licensed practicing. So can they become covered?
No, yeah, you want to be sure that you are operating legally and within your scope of practice. So if you don't have your license and you are obtaining insurance from a reputable company, they're going to want to see that you have your aesthetics license.
And what are exclusions?
Exclusions are going to be a list of services, or it could even be a list of ingredients that are not covered by your policy. So being very familiar with those exclusions is important, because you don't want to be adding something to your menu that's not covered by that policy.
And then it will vary by state. So this is where the state thing comes into mind, because I'm thinking of some states that allow, let's say, dermaplaning.
Yeah, okay, you're bringing up a really good point. So your state scope of practice and what is allowed for you to perform legally as an esthetician is not the same thing as exclusions in your insurance policy. So you may be allowed to perform dermaplaning, but if it is excluded by your insurance policy, even though you're allowed to perform it and you may be performing it, doesn't mean your insurance policy is covering it if it is excluded.
You better look. You better dust that off. And how about with ingredients? You said with certain ingredients.
Same thing with ingredients. If you're allowed to use a particular ingredient as an esthetician, but it's excluded by your policy, if there is an incident with that particular ingredient, if it's excluded, it's not covered.
So what I'm hearing is it's almost like a good, reputable insurance company, because I've seen people go, oh, you should just go to, your auto person and they can have your liability coverage or whatever. But a good insurance company is going to be aware of state regulations and then some. Like, not just, they have the finger on the pulse of the industry in a different kind of a way. So they'll understand maybe some malicious ingredient or some different kind of something to keep in mind as far as devices are concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. And a company that is coming from the industry is going to be more well-versed, and that policy should speak to the industry instead of going to somebody like your auto insurance company.
This is more specific,
Yeah.
better coverage.
Yeah, absolutely. When we're talking about claims and disputes, the claim filing process can be really stressful and scary for estheticians. But you want to know how to file a claim, what documentation is needed. And same thing, if you have a company that is supporting you as the esthetician, they will walk you through that process. The important thing to note is to be sure you have proper record keeping. So we have talked about that a million times on this podcast. Be sure that you're always doing an intake form, that you're documenting everything. That's not protecting you from being sued, but it is helping you in your defense.
Informed consent also.
Yes, absolutely. Informed consent.
Should there also be some things said for, let's say somebody is having some sort of an adverse reaction? The response or the protocol you take from there is going to be key, not admitting fault and not, being sure you're getting pictures of progress along the way. That has to be a consideration.
Yeah, 100%. You said it. Don't admit fault. And definitely document the incident in writing, take photos if you're able to, contact your insurance company right away. Outside of that, you don't want to do anything until you've been informed to do so by the insurance company. You also don't want to be paying for medical care for this individual. If they need medical care, absolutely, they should go and receive it, but don't offer to pay for it.
Or what about product? Like, oh, they're having an adverse reaction. Here, try this product for free.
Yeah, right. No, definitely not. You're not in a position to treat a medical condition.
Good point.
Navigating insurance and liability issues really is essential for estheticians to protect themselves and protect their businesses. So by understanding the types of coverage available and ensuring compliance with regulations, estheticians, they can mitigate their risk and they can focus really on developing their business and caring for their clients.
What a load off.
Yeah. Now, listeners, we want to hear from you. Share with us on social media through Instagram, Facebook, or by emailing getconnected@ascpskincare.com. Thank you for listening to ASCP Esty Talk. And as always, for more information on this episode or for ways to connect with Ella and myself, or to learn more about ASCP, check out the show notes.
Are you interested in providing results-driven treatment services? Join a team of like-minded individuals who share your passion and support your success. With more than 1,000 franchised locations in 49 states, Massage Envy is not only the nation's #1 provider of massage services collectively across its franchise network, but also a national leader in skincare. Start or grow your career at a Massage Envy franchised location. Visit massageenvy.com/SDcareers for full details.